Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is a very interesting video. It's February 1st, which means I kind of looked at my January expenses. And you always think you have spent less money unless like you actually put it down in a paper and realize how much you've spent. So that's why it's always a good thing to track. You're always spending more than you actually think you are. Because when I did my maths, I thought I was gonna be in the like safe area, but I mean it's still not bad, but it was more than what I was expecting. Anyway, let's get right into it. So for me, my total income, my total work income was 54.41, and my other income was $900. Um, and So let's get to the straight point. Shopping was 11.23. Now this includes birthday gift that I gifted to my best friend. I spent about $100 for her, and then I this also includes all the transaction I sent like back home, like the money that I sent back home. So it's included in the shopping. Apparently, this app categorizes it as shopping when it's not necessarily shopping. So I sent about $752 um, to my family, and not just like my mom and dad, but also my grandmother this time because I knew that my expense was going to be low this month because I'm not traveling anywhere. So I was like, I might as well give it to somebody, like maybe my grandmother really needs it. Yeah, so relatives and family. Usually I don't send this much home because they don't really need it, but sometimes when I'm doing good budget wise, I tend to send money home. And then after that, I spent about 246 on eating out. That was a huge one. um, and then for the like it's under this business expense, but it's not really business expense. It's like I applied for Shenzhen visa, right? And they gave me the visa because I'm traveling to Europe sometime soon. So that was like $150. I had to pay $150 to get the visa. My groceries was 135 plus 68 plus 31, so whatever that is. And for health, I just bought something from CVS, I think, which was $23. And I also spent, so I was in Texas for New Year's. Wait, was I there for New Year? No, I was not there for New Year actually. I think I was there for Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. And so we went to this really nice cabin place, and it was about 207 per person. There were like 10 of us. So yeah, 207 per person that I transferred. And rent was 550. So yeah, my total income was 63.41, where my total expense was 28.21. So I think it's decent. I always tend to like save save at least 50% of my income. And what's good about this is like I also had additional like interest on my whatever I have, the money I have in my bank, I get interest from that, right? So I have my money in high yield saving account that gives like, I think right now it's interesting that in America, the interest rate is so less. So if you put money in savings account, usually I thought in Nepal it used to be like 8-9% easily, right? And that's the stocks return as well. If we look at a long term history, so I was used to think that, oh, it's better to put that money in Nepal because I know that I'm getting 8% or 10% sure, right? Whereas stock market can fluctuate, but I'm not sure how the interest rate right now is in US. If you put it in a bank, the maximum interest from a high yield saving account is, I believe, like 4.55, and that also fluctuates. Like, but that's still less, but that's still better than nothing. Initially, I had put all my money in a bank account where the interest rate was 0.08 or something, which was like horrible. It was Bank of America. So now I have SoFi. Let me know if you need a link, referral link. I'm happy to provide it, and yeah, it has really made me a lot of money. Like, I get like 350 per month just from the interest, which is like kind of cool. Like, I think about if let's say I were to go to Nepal, I think I can live off of interest of my money. So this is really about financial transparency and all that. I would really love for other Nepali people to do this kind of video to just kind of see how we can be mindful. Oh, and also one thing that's not included here is obviously my retirement account. So that money like does not even come to my bank. So this money, all I'm talking about, like after taxes, right? But there's 4% of my income, like 4% of my gross pay kind of goes directly towards my retirement account. Like I don't even touch it. So that's like pre-tax. So whatever is my gross income, 4% of that goes into retirement fund. I can allocate how many percentage I would like, but I just did 4% because my employer matches the 4%. So if I put in, let's say, $100, my employer is going to match $100. So that's like free money. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the investment, and I also have Roth IRA. So yeah, I want to be I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 50, 60. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna live until then, but I guess everybody does that. So sometimes I feel like I don't know if it makes sense, but it's definitely a good idea to at least put like the 401k money, whatever your employer is matching, because you're basically losing on that money, right? Yeah, guys. So that's my financial stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have like a goal right now, like something I'm saving towards, or something I'm like planning towards. Because number one, it's I don't know if I want to buy a house yet in America, because it's such a big risky thing. Nepali people often are like, oh, they just go buy a house, but I just can't do that, because like, what if, let's say, tomorrow I get laid off from my job, right? Who's going to pay that money? And the bank is going to come knock on my door, right? And also, like, what happens if, let's say, I get a better job somewhere else? Like, I don't want to go through the hassle of like buying, selling, and I also don't want to go through the hassle of like paying insurance. So one interesting thing about America is why I feel like it doesn't make sense right now for me to buy a house is that there is a thing called property tax. So let's say if you, like an average house, let's say, costs around 600,000, right? Yeah, so the property taxes, just that's something that you should pay every year. And the mortgage, the loan is completely different. The loan interest is completely different. That's going to probably be like 3,800, 4,800, whatever. But just the property tax is going to be 12,000, and you have to pay that every year as long as you hold that property. And that's just something that does not make sense to me. So like, you're telling me I'm not the house will never be mine because I'll always have to pay the property tax. But what if I don't have the money to pay property tax? And my current rent is less than the property taxes. So I'm like, at this point, it just makes sense for me to rent, right? Yeah, I almost, was like about to buy a house because, you get influenced by people around you. And yeah, when I was in Boston, I was like almost influenced, but I was like, made a really good decision to not buy a house because it's a big decision. And it's given that how much I hate like paperwork and I don't know anything that's stressful. Like I just want a very calm life. Like I don't want to stress about all this. Like what if something breaks, or what if you know a hurricane comes, another whatever. But like even disregarding all that, I don't think it makes financially for me to own a house, even though I can afford like 20% down payment and I can afford to pay the mortgage, because it's not certain. Like you are tied to like a 30-year loan, right? And what makes you think that I'll be in a position to pay that loan for 30 years without any like without any get out of a jail free card kind of. So it's very risky. So that's why I'm not going to buy a house until I don't know when. um but yeah, that's that. And I think I'm also not going to buy an expensive car. I oh actually I forgot to include like my transportation and my phone bill. They are covered by my company, so I don't really have to pay that. It's provided by my um, company as a part of their benefits, and health insurance too, which is nice, very nice to have. Otherwise, it's very difficult not having a health insurance in America. It's like I feel like America is like a game. You like you can't afford to get sick in America. That's like the end of the game. You have to like play very carefully, be fit, be healthy, and work hard, and I don't know, try to climb the career ladder, whatever. um, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Now let me know what kind of videos you want to see. Bye.